人の夢は終わらねえ!
A man's dream will never die. These are the iconic words of Marshall D. Teach, whom we all know is not only Luffy's main rival in the story, but also a man on a mission. Even though he never sleeps, Blackbeard has never stopped dreaming of the day when he would achieve his ultimate goal. So today join us as we delve deep into the darkness and reveal the ambitions that drive this notorious figure in the world of One Piece. If you guys want to see Blackbeard achieve his goal, please smash that like button, as his rise from a nobody to a warlord, and finally from a warlord to the Yonko status was just the beginning of a meticulous plan which began over 2 decades ago. Let us begin. Created over 800 years ago, the institution known as the World Government now counts over 170 countries in its ranks. The goal of this institution is simple: to keep all nations under its banner, safe from any threats. In a world full of pirates, having such an institution is essential for the maintenance of peace. This explains why over 170 nations have allied themselves to the World Government. The million-dollar question would be, what are the conditions that need to be met for an unallied nation to become part of the world government? Well, Oda has provided us with 2 main conditions. First, the negotiator has to be the king of the nation. Next, the nation has to pay the heavenly tribute, which amounts to 500 million berries. Then, if the 2 initial conditions have already been met, the nation could then participate in the reverie, if they make the cut, that is. Why is all of this important? Well, you see, all of this ties pretty well to Blackbeard's plan. Unlike Luffy, who announces his goal of being Pirate King, Blackbeard, on the other hand, is much more tactful. The contrast between their goals will be revealed at the end of the video, so please watch it up to the end. Blackbeard's goal is simple: to become king of the whole world. Of course, this might sound crazy, but there is enough evidence in the story to support this. In One Piece chapter 1080, Teach revealed to Kobe that he wishes that Beehive Island be recognized as a full-fledged nation and become part of the world government. Kobe clearly said that Blackbeard's status as a pirate disqualifies him. But is that really the case? We all know that the world government has never been the most righteous of institutions, since corruption is widespread, slavery and cruelty are propagated by the world nobles, and discrimination is the order of the day. Another major factor is the exorbitant amount that is the heavenly tribute has prevented many nations from joining the world government, and some nations have even gone bankrupt while trying to pay this tribute. This even led some nations to resort to desperate moves, such as the Vodka Kingdom selling a young Kaido as a tribute to join the world government. These factors have of course led to widespread discontent, as recently many nations have rebelled against the world government and have refused to continue paying the heavenly tribute. These revolutions must have greatly diminished the finances of the world nobles, thus presenting an opportunity which Teach could utilize to his advantage. Having gained immense wealth by taking control of almost all the islands previously under the control of Whitebeard, he could easily raise 500 million berry, and even more. As the ruler of Beehive Island, he can also be considered as the king of this island, or soon-to-be nation. Even if the aforementioned assets do not impress the world government, he still does have a trump card which he could pull up to swing the balance in his favor. Monkey D. Garp, whom I do believe is still alive, could be used as a bargaining chip during the negotiations. Garp might not be as strong as he was in his prime, but he is viewed as a symbol of justice in the eyes of the Navy. His capture could severely lower the morale of the Navy soldiers. This is a situation that the 5 elders would like to avoid. I do believe that is one of the reasons why Oda swapped Garp's place with that of Kobe. It is also important to note that Oda is gradually assembling all the characters who were present during the God Valley incident. More of that towards the end of the video. With negotiations concluded, all Teach and his new nation will need is for them to be invited to the next reverie, where Teach would just have to pledge not to desire the empty throne for himself. Teach would of course not comply with this, for you see, his goal was to sit on the empty throne all along. Given that Marijois is the most secure city in the world, this would mean that Teach would never be able to get away with this. This is why I believe he too wants to find the One Piece. Ever since Teach got to the New World, he seems to have an obsession for large battleships. Is he after Pluton? Does he know about the ancient weapons? There seems to be multiple facets to Teach's character, but I think it is credible to say that Teach is very smart. This is the reason why recently he targeted Law and now has his Poneglyph rubbings. With that, all he needs are the last load Poneglyph rubbings, and he will be able to find the One Piece. Evidence in the story points to him having made multiple backup plans in case one of his plans failed. First, he sent his crewmates to capture Pudding, aiming to utilize the ability of the Three-Eyed Tribe to read the Poneglyphs. He also dispatched some members of his crew to go to Egghead Island for an undisclosed purpose, and I do believe his goal is to capture Vegapunk. Capturing Vegapunk would be perfect, as he is one of the few people in the story who could not only succeed in learning the ancient language, but also, if given enough time, could decipher the ancient inscriptions. Finally, if this plan fails, he and his crew could go after Nico Robin, for obvious reasons. Now, with all the facets of his plan discussed, I am going to reveal to you guys why I believe there will be a flashback on God Valley at the end of the Egghead Island arc. That would clearly have to do with Kuma's memories, which Oda revealed in chapter 1074. In these memories, we do see Kuma being maltreated by the Celestial Dragons. That said, the emblem of the Celestial Dragons on his back was slightly different from that which we have grown accustomed to. This emblem might thus have been that of the Celestial Dragons at God Valley, so Kuma's flashback could give us a broader perspective as to what really transpired during the God Valley incident. So, unlike Luffy, whose goal will inherently lead him to destroy the current system by allying himself with many nations, and these alliances will ultimately lead to the destruction of the Red Lion and Fishman Island, as well as the creation of the All Blue, Blackbeard's goal is to conquer, but maintain this very system. With this goal, Oda would have shown us the two faces of the same coin. For as Rocinante claimed, the members of the D-Clan are the enemies of the gods, so are Blackbeard and Luffy, but their ideals, goals, and motivations are different. With this, history would have repeated itself, as Garp would probably confirm that Teach's motivations are similar to that of Rock's, and his death at the hand of Teach could be a twist of fate. This makes even more sense if you look at the characters that have been making moves in the story of late. With Pudding captured by Teach, this clearly opens up the opportunity for Big Mom to return to the story, and by extension Kaido as well. Blackbeard took down Wang Ji, who might be one of his prisoners and might be introduced soon in the story. St. Figarland was recently introduced in the story, and Shanks is constantly keeping tabs on Blackbeard. With Blackbeard representing Rox D. Zebek and Luffy representing Roger, the stage is set for another God Valley-like incident, as most of the major players who took part in that incident, but for Whitebeard, could possibly have a role to play if Teach's plans were to succeed. Blackbeard's dreams stand as a terrifying force in the world of One Piece, as he continues to gather power and manipulate those around him. The true extent of his aspirations and the impact they will have on the narrative remain uncertain. So join us on this exploration of Blackbeard's true goal and dreams, and feel free to share your theories and insights in the comments below. As the darkness engulfs the world of One Piece, the stage is set for an epic clash between the light and the shadows. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel and demolish that like button. It was a pleasure, and I will catch you guys later.